Convicted former police chief Jackie Selebi will now have to pay his own medical bills. The announcement was made by the hospital where he's being treated following the announcement of his release from prison. Chief Executive of the Steve Biko Academic Hospital in Pretoria, Ernest Kanoshi, says the former police chief will be paying like any other patient at that facility. He'll be discharged when the doctors say he's fit enough. The Correctional Services Department has been taking care of his payments up until today. The Correctional Services Minister earlier said he would be released on medical parole as he was in the final stages of kidney failure. Selebi served 229 days of his 15-year sentence for corruption. Well, the ANC's welcomed the decision to grant medical parole to Jackie Selebi. ANC spokesperson SAFm5pm.
It would be uncaring and insensitive to continue to keep him in prison. The health of Comrade Selebi necessitates that he goes home and recuperates at home. We also welcome that the Minister has welcomed the recommendation by the Medical Parole Board to release Mr. Selebi on medical parole.
One of the men involved in bringing down Selebi says even though he's being released, justice is still being served. Forensic consultant Paul O'Sullivan was instrumental in investigations against the former top cop.
I don't think it's up to me to decide who should or should not get medical parole. I'm sure if he's been granted medical parole, there's a solid reason for doing that. I don't believe it's in the interest of justice for any person to be allowed to deliberately die because there's no facilities available to them. On the other side of the coin, I think justice has been served. He has been convicted and he has spent some time incarcerated, perhaps not as long as he should. And at the end of the day, he's no longer the chief of police and South Africa is a better place because of it.
A tripartite alliance task team probing the Gauteng e-tolling system will meet in 2 weeks' time to discuss alternative funding models for the Gauteng Freeway Improvement Project. This comes after a meeting between the Interministerial Committee, led by Deputy President Kgalema Motlanthe, and COSATU, led by General Secretary Zwelinzima Vavi. Today's meeting explored government's plans to improve public transport, as well as proposals on using vehicle licensing fees, personal and income tax, and a fuel levy to replace the toll fees. US President Barack Obama will cut short a campaign swing through Florida after a gunman went on a deadly rampage in Colorado. Obama will return to Washington after addressing the incident during remarks at an event in Fort Myers. Well, Colorado police meanwhile say they haven't found any explosives at the apartment of the suspect, James Holmes, in the Batman movie shootings, in which 12 people were killed and at least 38 wounded. Police arrested him in the car park at the back of the movie complex following the shooting incident that occurred during the premiere of the latest Batman movie. He claimed to have explosives at his apartment. Well, with the celebration of Nelson Mandela Day on Wednesday, a number of rare items linked to the former president are causing a stir at the National Antiques and Decorative Arts Fair underway at the Sandton Convention Centre. Signed artworks by Mandela from his imprisonment on Robben Island, as well as limited edition signed copies of his renowned autobiography, A Long Walk to Freedom, are among the items on offer, drawing the crowds. Organizer of the fair, Clyde Terry, elaborates on the Madiba collectibles up for grabs.
This is a rare opportunity for those wanting to procure an item signed by Nelson Mandela. There are many artworks signed by Mandela, including limited edition prints of Nelson Mandela's hand, as well as one with his hand surrounded by the hand prints of little children, as well as a print from Nelson Mandela's Robben Island artworks, all signed by Nelson Mandela.
The top story at 5 o'clock. Convicted former police chief Jackie Selebi will now have to pay his own medical bills.